Hi Libra, I hope you guys are doing great today. So this is going to be a general reading for Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for March 1st to the 8th, 2020. Hope you guys are doing great today. Guys, remember these are general messages. Please don't try to make them fit if they don't. The energy can always be flip-flopped, especially if you're in a relationship. The energy is very enmeshed, doesn't understand one energy field from the next. And definitely check your rising sun, moon, sun, and Venus for a fuller message. So we have an interesting week. It's kind of like like the third, we have a little bit of like a snafu-y energy, which I'm going to mention just because it might be a little bit of a wonky day and I want you to just know what's up. But then we have some really good stuff for the rest of the week, well, particularly on the 4th. But on the 3rd, we have Venus and Aries squaring Saturn and Capricorn. And this is going to be impacting your 7th and 4th houses. So that 7th house, you might find some challenges in your interpersonal relationships, business connections, your, marriage, any sort of connection. It's one day, it's a quick transit, but it's worth mentioning because it might be a little bit of a hairy ride just for the day. And then also that 4th house. So this energy in your 4th house can have you looking at how you exercise your self-care and self-love. And you may struggle to see what you need to feel foundationally strong, both emotionally and materially. So that's the only, if we want to say, I don't really even like to say negative or whatever. It's just to highlight something that is going to be happening. To be forewarned is to be forearmed, and just know it might be a little bit of a wonky day. And then we have on March 4th, though, a much better day. We have 2 really good transits going on that day. We have Mercury retrograde into Aquarius in your 5th house. So I really like this because when Mercury is in Aquarius, we're hungry for knowledge and open to new and original ideas. So you may be looking to do things differently in your area of fun, right? Because that 5th house is the house of fun. So your hobbies, relationship with your kids in your life, as well as how you connect in your area of intimacy, right? Then even more positive to that is we have Venus entering a Taurus in your 8th house. So Venus in Taurus is a very sensual energy. It can be a little possessive, but not in a really bad way. But in this energy, you're going to be seeking like security and security and value in a relationship that lasts, right? You're going to have your desire for pleasure is going to be really, really strong right now. So Taurus values the here and now as well as the world of the 5 senses, right? I mean, think of what's Venusian. Anything that's like good food, good, anything that's like delicious, beautiful, music, art, anything like that. So you're definitely going to be in this space. Very tangible and physical expressions of love and romance are very important right now. But having this in your 8th house, this is very positive for like the deeply bonded relationships in your life and your long-term partnerships, that where you're connected very emotionally, psychologically, and sexually. So great energy for therapy, working on yourself, working on your relationships. Really, really good. Really good. Very recognizing like where changes need to be made. All right, so let's get into your Celtic cross spread, and then we're going to end with a love read for those of you in that space. So I do general interpretations for love, career, friendship, family, anything like that. So entering the space, we have the sun reverse. Yeah, sun reverse. Okay, so this is in your past, recent past, entering into this energy, and this is something or someone getting in the way of you feeling really happy. Now this could be a thing where, let's just say, for example, I'm going to throw a bunch of examples out, okay? You could be in a marriage that has really reached its expiration date. I mean, I hate to say it, but where the marriage is what's getting in the way of you ultimately being happy. It could be you being in a job where you really loved it at one time, but there is just somebody in your workspace, whether it's a fellow employee, whether it's a boss, whether it's your employees, colleagues, whatever, really getting in the way of you being able to enjoy what it is that you do. You being in a space of feeling very conflicted about what you want to do for your career. And until you get to the nugget, the bottom of it, you're not going to feel like you can be really happy. So it's needing to address an area in your life. And I feel like for many of you, it's a very specific area where until that's tended to, you're not going to feel that peace, right? That the sun energy brings. So this is what you're coming into. Yeah. Because then we have the foundation of the situation of this week is this feeling where you're not able to build. You're not able to build yourself in this career. You're not able to build the relationship any further than it's been. You just don't see this job, this person, this connection, this friendship on your path moving forward because you don't see where you're able to build with them. It's like you guys are on different planets when it comes to what's necessary to make this work in whatever area this is. And now crossing you, we have the Seven of Swords reverse. So this is telling me that somebody's mask is coming off and you're seeing somebody for truly who they are or what the situation is. So if this has to do with work, this can certainly be you really looking at the reality of your career saying, you know what, when I first started this is so not what I signed up for. These hours, this, I don't feel fairly compensated, whatever it is, you were sold a different bill of goods, right? Than what it is that you're living in reality with your career. If this has to do with a job, with a relationship, this could be somebody's true colors showing, their mask falling off, them presenting themselves as other than they were, giving you a lot of lip service up to this point with little follow through. And you recognizing that the person who's actually, first of all, you acknowledging, recognizing and owning the fact that you may have projected what you wanted this person to be onto them, unbeknownst to them. In other words, you wanted the reality with them to be one way so badly that you may have ended up really wanting to believe them when they said certain things, you wanting to project a certain reality onto the relationship that you really did see as in your gut, because you guys are so intuitive, right? Come on now. But you did know in your gut that things weren't right. But you chose to ignore the red flags. You chose to maybe make excuses or anything like that. But now this is you not being able to look away anymore and you seeing how this person's mask is just falling off. It's really putting you into a deep state of introspection. The Hermit energy is the crowning energy. You might be dealing with a Virgo, but this is you taking that mental space to really think about everything. Some of you may be speaking to a therapist. Is a great energy for therapy, like I mentioned before. Speaking to a close confidant, or some of you might just be keeping it all to yourself. But there's definitely a lot of pensivity here. You're really thinking long and hard about the situation that you're in, whether it has to do with career or a relationship. Now we have the Five of Swords in the reverse as the foundation. Now this is the thing. This is a Venus and Aquarius energy. In the upright, does it mean conflict? Yes, because it's 5, right? And it's swords, which are truth. So you're fighting about what's real, what's not, what's true, what's not. But in the upright, I like it better because it would be conflict towards healing. It would be those kind of necessary arguments that you have to figure out, the Uranus energy in it. Like what needs to be done differently in order for us to have a better and healthier outcome. But in the reverse, I'm getting that is not going to be going on. There is not going to be a new way discovered. There's not going to be a meeting of the minds here. And this is the foundation energy. Okay, because it's like you're not able to see it. Venus in Aquarius. Venus has to do with, for obviously love, right? We all know that, but it's also money. It's one of the money planets. It's also our self-worth and our self-value. And it's how recognizing here in the 5, in the conflict realm, how, things are not being met. But then with the inflection of Aquarius, which is all about Uranus and doing things out of the box and differently than how they've been working, there could be the potential for growth there. But in the reverse, I'm not getting that there is. And you're very much realizing this, Libra. I feel like you're very much accepting the fact that a person or a situation is simply what it is, and you're not able to do, you just simply aren't going to be able to do anything differently. Right, with this person. Judgment energy is all about forgiveness. So I do like this, right? Now this is a Pluto energy, and Pluto is all about transformation. So something ending. There's something ending so that something new can begin. And this is you very willingly ending an old cycle with either a person or within your job. It's in a very cognizant way, you're ending a cycle. Ending a cycle. But ending a cycle for a new beginning. Okay? And then external to you, we have the Page of Wands. So there's a new offer that's very passionate that's coming in for a new cycle. So this can certainly be within your relationship where your partner is realizing areas where, maybe they haven't been as forthcoming as they should have been, recognizing and owning where they didn't have follow through. There being a new meeting of the minds. Because you know what? Any of the negative energies that I'm mentioning here are minor arcanas, right? We have a big negative, major arcana here in the Tower in the near future in the reverse. We're going to talk about that in a second, though. Hold on, don't worry, it's not so negative. All right, but we do have this passionate new beginning that's being offered here. Now, your fear is the Knight of Pentacles. So your fear is that you're going to end up in a space where you're just not feeling mentally, emotionally, physically supported. Like, again, you just don't want to deal with that anymore. This could also be if you're trying to work something out in your career where you have this hard conversation with your boss or with your employees or with your colleagues, and there seems to be air clearing. There seems to be an ending of a cycle. There seems to be acknowledgement that things need to move forward in a different way. Great. But you feeling like, yeah, but the money's not going to be there, or I'm afraid that it's, going to end up being the same thing, which is normal, I think, because isn't that the way it is, right? When we're in something unhealthy, even though somebody promises to change, there's always that little voice in our head that's like, okay, are they going to last for more than a day, in this positive way? And I am feeling like the attempt is going to be made for healing. The attempt is going to be made for this new cycle. There's definitely going to be an attempt, but it's not going to work. Ace of Pentacles. This tells me that there is not going to be this new beginning within this connection. Okay, this connection is not good for you. Okay, it's simply not good for you. And then we have the Tower reverse in the near future. Please don't be scared of this energy. I know a lot of people are like, I shut the video off when I see the Tower. No, don't do that. That's silly. The Tower is a Mars energy, which is linked to the Chariot. And the Chariot is a Cancer energy, which is all about moving into that metaphorical space of home and where the path you're supposed to be on. So whatever falls apart in the Tower is just not meant to last, even though it's something that you probably have come to count on in your life. Now, this could be a job. This could be a path in your job. This could be a relationship, for sure. But this can also be the tumbling down of a belief system, the way you've been viewing life up to this point. Things that you've been allowing to go on, things that you've been allowing your partner to get away with, things you've been letting go at work, and you're just like, what am I doing? No, I need to really reestablish a healthy foundation as far as what I want for myself. So for many of you, if it's not the falling apart of a relationship, a job, or anything like that, it could certainly be you very much needing to update your thought process. And how you view relationship, how you view connection, how you view work, what do you view as successful? Absolutely. But there is this brand new beginning is not happening here with this connection. I definitely feel like there's recognition that a person or a situation is getting in your way, and you're really tired of allowing that to get in your way. You're very ready, very, very ready to be happy. And I'm not even saying that you're a Debbie Downer, mopey, not happy in your life, but there is an area in your life, Libra, I could feel it, that things are not going well in. Whether it's your career, you might have a great relationship, but you're really not connecting with your career anymore. Or your career is going great, it could be relationship, or those two things could be going great, and you could be having a lot of issues with your family. Your kids, extended family, where it's really becoming a big problem at this point. And things need to be, redefined, and maybe some people need to be loved from a distance, So apply the energy as you see fit, but there's definitely a lot of change here. Masks are falling off, you know, and there's going to be this vacillation where, you know intuitively that this is not really going to be able to have a new start intuitively, but because you're not totally ready to cut that cord, you want to have that new cycle begin. But then when you do, you realize you really can't. It's really not going anywhere. It's really not. And that's okay. It's okay. Let's get some energy on this tower. It's okay. It really is. This is an opportunity to try something different that's really meant for you, you know, in the truest sense of the word. King of Pentacles. I mean, yeah. This is, you know, if this has to do with a career, you are absolutely going to end up way more financially successful, getting into something that's more true for you. This is you getting into a relationship that has that mental, physical, and emotional connection in the way that you so desperately desire and that you deserve. We all deserve that, you know, but sometimes if we're not with the right energy, you know, and it's very hard when we're used to that energy to let go of it. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Love it. Libra, you're going to be so fine. Seven of Wands. You are so clear on what it is that you want, and you will defend it if you have to. It's like that's where you're at. You're at like this precipice vibe. I'm getting like you're just not taking stuff anymore. You're just not. You're seeing through the nonsense, and you're not tolerating it anymore. And you're just ready to be large and in charge of your own life. And you need to. I just feel like a lot of you are very cognizant about time. You know, time passing. I feel like I mentioned this in one of the videos, the last reading, you know, where it's like days become weeks, become months, become years, and it's like, what am I doing? And you just don't want to do that anymore. You are so ready. I mean, aren't we already always ready to be happy? But sometimes we're not ready to let go of that thing, you know, whatever that thing is, and take that risk. It's very scary. But I feel like you guys are going to be doing it. It's going to be good. Letting go. Letting go. It's, you know, it is like a shaking. I'm going to tell you the feeling I'm getting, and I know this sounds really harsh, and I don't mean for it to, but it's like a shaking off the dead wood. You know what I mean? When you have a tree, shake off that dead wood. Only the good stuff is going to stick on there. You have beautiful elements in your life, but there is an area that totally needs to like needs to come down. It's not serving you. These are not red in reversals. We're going to do 3 across and 4 down. Let me pull all the cards. Now, this relationship does not have to have anything to do with the Celtic cross spread. It can, but it doesn't have to, okay? So you're going to apply the messages however you see fit. Okay. Romance, trust, playfulness. I like it. One more. So Island Time Wellness, and then I'm going to pull some Tarot Day on the Wheat. Date, Love Call, Golden Mirror. Okay. Yeah. We're going to be starting with that right row. Let me pull a few of these. Five of Pentacles. Sun, beautiful. King of Swords, yep, knew it. We're going to start over here. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Clarifying that is playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together. Remember, love is the greatest healer. I feel, but then we have the Golden Mirror clarifying that. Self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Somebody is very self-absorbed in your life, and you are getting very front and center with it. You have them figured out as soon as they walk in the room before they even open their mouth. Very intuitive. You're seeing straight through somebody. You're seeing straight through. Absolutely. So what I'm getting here is that you're being really honest with yourself, and you're really calling it out to the mat and saying, listen, this is way too one-sided, way too one-sided. You're trying, though. You're trying to give your relationship a chance. You're trying to find that connection. You're trying to have that good laugh. I see you trying here, Libra, for sure. You're doing exactly what one would do when trying to save a relationship, when trying to really get back in connection. Just to get back in connection. But you're getting very honest and you're laying it out on the table. Now we have that this is a past life relationship. You have known each other before. Okay. Yeah. Clarifying that, we have trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. Okay? So there's got to be, if you want to stay in this situation, there's got to be this level of acceptance where you have to know who you're dealing with. If there is a one-sided relationship, you need to figure out how can that be rectified. Because I'm not seeing that this person has like narcissistic personality disorder or anything. They're just self-absorbed. They're selfish. They're very one-sided. And that's an issue because you really are seeing this truth, but you're having a hell of a time trying to pull yourself away from this person, I'm getting. And it's because you have this past life relationship. So now you're in a situation, all right, what do I do? Well, you have to, for transformation to happen, you have to accept the situation, right? You have to accept it. And we have love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. And then we have clarifying that. We have the sun. So I do feel like you're able to find happiness here with this person. But you're going to have to, if you're willing to accept them really needing to work on something. Somebody's very much going to need to work on something here. Yeah. I'm getting two things. So I'm going to finish the reading as this one, okay? Where there's going to be this communication with how they really feel, and there's going to be this attempt towards healing. You need to keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. So, yeah, you may be in a situation with this person where they're really actually quite different from you. They're very different. But we're having this rekindling of romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. And then you guys are just really trying to start fresh. And you're going to start dating each other again. And really trying to get to know each other. Getting back to the nuts and bolts of the relationship. But then we have the Five of Pentacles here as this outcome energy. And the Five of Pentacles is a very mental energy of you still feeling the sense of lack. You not feeling like your voice is being heard. You not feeling emotionally, physically, and mentally supported by this person. So it's like, again, you're giving this a chance, but I am feeling like at the end of the day, you guys are not really going to be able to feel that level of connection that you so badly want with this person. I am feeling that. You're going to give it a go, but I don't see it ending successfully. I do have to tell you. Now, for others of you, I see you guys really giving it a real good college try here, right? But the narcissism being an issue, and you just being very front and center about it. And I see you meeting someone totally new that you've known before. This person's going to be very familiar to you. You're going to feel like they could be like in your family, not in a weird way, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like automatically feel like a part of your tribe. And you're going to have this idea of trust, right? Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it's automatically going to transform, because I feel like you're going to have some serious trust issues, Libra. I feel like you're going to have a really hard time trusting anything new because of what you've just been through. And that is perfectly natural as long as you're honest about it, right? But this person is really feeling for you for sure. They're going to be expressing love. They're going to be letting you know that they're thinking of you. They're going to be connecting with you in ways that you really desire. Guys, remember, you are ruled by Venus. These things matter to you. And this is somebody who's going to be very expressive, and you're just going to feel so happy. This is such a beautiful new energy for you. Keep that open mind. I feel like, yes, now this person can be very different from a person that you normally deal with. Okay, but romance is striking. Cupid's arrow is striking, and you guys are going to be going out on a date, allowing yourself to get back out there. Right? Allowing yourself to get back out there. Now, in this version of the reading, I'm getting the Five of Pentacles as you very much identifying where in the past you have felt lack, where you have felt silenced, where you have felt like your voice didn't matter, where you have felt this lack of emotional, physical, and mental connection. You being very front and center with it, and you taking that not into this next relationship as baggage, but as something that you're not going to allow to be repeated. This is a lesson learned, and you're not going to allow this to happen again. And the key here is to be with somebody who's way more tuned into your Venusian element, right? Where they get what you need. They understand you, right? What it means to be with a Libra. You know, not only do you have to be fair, but you have to get like what romance is, you know, because if you don't, you know, Libra, you're always going to feel this, this sense of lack. I mean, you just are. It's very important for you to feel that. Just know yourself and know that that's something that you need. Absolutely. You know, so those are the two readings I'm getting from this, two very different but very specific reads. So whoever this resonated with. Libra, thank you so much for joining me. That is what I have for you for the first week of March. If you like my energy, please share this video, like, subscribe, all that stuff. You guys know what to do. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.